Hello, this is Cam from the Brother Slim, and we have a Aeon Trespass update slash new game news thing to cover. So let's dive into it. Shipping, online store updates, narration app, and Enormity. Hello everyone! Maria here, stepping in for Marcin, who has taken a few days off for family matters, and bringing you some important announcements. So without further ado, let's get straight to the point and take a look at what's been going on here in ITU. Firstly, shipping and delivery status. We know that many of you have been waiting news on the shipping status for ATO, and we've got some encouraging updates to share. Here's the latest on where things stand for each region. Australia, good news for backers. In Australia, the shipments have successfully cleared customs and are now being processed at the warehouse. We're finalizing the details on the shipping lists, and it looks like our Australian backers will be among the first to receive the much anticipated content. Super exciting, as early as next week. VFI Asia, our Asia-based fulfillment hub, is in a similar situation. The final adjustments to the shipping lists are being made, and soon the expansions will be on their way. VFI is next in line to start shipping. Very cool. And US/EU, for our US and EU backers, your shipments are currently en route across the seas. In the meantime, we're tying up the last legal and customs-related details to ensure smooth processing upon arrival. We're excited to say that mid-October is looking like the time frame when we'll begin delivering the majority of games to these regions. Stay tuned for more shipping updates in the coming weeks. We'll be keeping you in the loop as much as possible as fulfillment moves forward. So again, I'm probably not going to cover each shipping update, but because there's other stuff here too, I figured I'd cover this one. And for any other fellow Canadians, we are indeed part of the EU shipping. So there's a commenter on one of the last videos that mentioned it. So thank you very much for that. I know it was confirmed in a comment on this update too, which is cool. I'm curious, because I think if I remember correctly, they air freighted to Canada last time, to us last time, and it resulted in things arriving really quick, which was super cool. So fingers crossed that'll be the case here too. Okay, secondly, new Argo sheets are here. There's been a small update to our Aeon Trespass Odyssey page in anticipation of the games reaching you soon. We know that some of you have been waiting for this. Argo sheets for cycles 4 and 5 are now available. You can download them here. At the same time, the official app is being prepared to be fully ready too. This includes the Truth Machine. Very cool, exciting stuff. Truth Machine is something specific that could only be done via the app for Cycle 5. I know that there is some people griping about it before, but man, I think it's going to be cool, whatever it is. Okay, so looking at just the sample sheet for Gardens of Infinite Growth. Same ideas, Babelian Debt, so that'll be something new. If 12 plus, see the Effervescent special event. Very cool. Yeah, cool, that sounds great. We get a little tease at the different stories there. 10,000 nights and days. What the heck brown is that? Wasters, Aristotelians, and Cloud Thieves. Cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I assume that this is just going to be for the sheet. Yeah, that's just for the sheets. They said click me, I couldn't help myself. Okay, thirdly, online store shipping update. We know it's been taking longer than expected to fulfill some of the online store orders, and we really appreciate your patience. Recently, a wave of illness swept through our office, slowing down our operations. On top of that, we encountered some quality control issues with a few batches of products. That's too bad. So we had to pause, sort through them, and send back for replacement. Good news is that we've resolved these issues and the team is back on track. The final orders are scheduled to go out by September 26th. Though things took longer than expected, your overwhelming support with around 500,000 orders, many of them for every available item, really put us to the test in the best way possible. Awesome. Good to hear that they got good amount of orders, I believe. And I know a bunch of things had sold out and were being restocked, so that's fantastic. Looking ahead, we're preparing for the release of ATO Miniature Wave 2, featuring some really cool stuff. Really cool. We're sure you'll love what's coming. We're also adding more hands to the team to ensure faster processing of future orders. Also, just from talking with their support too, if anyone's experienced their support, they're great once you, well, in my experience, they're great once you get in contact with them, but there is a really long queue to do so. I've been told by them not to, there's also a comment on the update, not to follow up to the same email because it'll end up bumping you into the newest queue, which means you're not going to get answered until later. So just be patient, be polite, and know that their team is doing the best that they can, and they're building out that team to be able to respond quicker. Because yeah, very long wait times. Okay. And fourthly, narration app progress. The narration app is currently undergoing testing with our QA team to ensure everything runs smoothly. In October, we will release an update to the app that will introduce the first batch of voiceover content, beginning with cycles 1 and 4. Over the next weeks, we'll be adding the rest of the cycles, bringing the full experience to life. We're really pleased with the results so far. The voice actors we've selected have done an incredible job, perfectly capturing the atmosphere of the game and greatly enhancing the immersion. I believe that the samples are phenomenal, and I don't know, I'm torn on it because I don't think that we'd be able to use it in our like recorded gameplay that we shared at YouTube. But it sounds so cool that I would like to. Okay. The whole thing is fully acted with unique ATO sound effects and a grand soundtrack featuring unique tracks for every cycle. We can't wait for you to enjoy the experience. Like, that's so freaking awesome. I love that. I guess that's one trade-off for playing and posting things online and not being the techiest fellow. Because I know, like, Critical Role and other such entities can have music playing, which is transcribed for like viewers at later dates and also still listenable to the people in person. So I don't know how to do that. If anyone has an in on that, please shoot me a couple of resources to figure out how to do it, because I've looked it up before and went into a huge what's the term for it? A huge pit of confusion and unknowing. Okay. Fifthly, pledge manager updates. Basically, just if you haven't already, make sure your things are updated as soon as possible. And cool, yeah. So this was very exciting. And last but not least, coming this winter, Enormity. Before I wrap up, there's something I'm incredibly excited to tell you about. A big project we've been teasing these past few months. The one, the only, Enormity. Marcin has been hard at work on the Enormity Dev Diaries, and the first one is now available on our website and below. Also showed up the newsletter that they've got going on too, which is sweet. For those who want to dive deeper into the game's development process, if you've already signed up for a newsletter, you will get it straight to your inbox now, indeed. But that's not all. We've also launched the Enormity Kickstarter pre-launch page, where you can sign up to be notified when the campaign goes live. Yes, very cool. Make sure you stay up to date for more exclusive updates on Enormity by signing up for our newsletter. And that's a wrap for today, folks. Until next time, take care. And there is that super cool art. It's all like astronaut meets like deep sea diver all in one. Super neat. Okay, so Enormity Design Diary number 1. What is Enormity? Straight to it. Enormity is a 1 to 4 player extraction dungeon crawler with epic boss battles that can be enjoyed in one-shot settings or as an interconnected modular campaign with enough sandbox content to be replayed virtually infinitely. I feel like this is modular campaign with enough sandbox in one-shot settings. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a popular thing going on right now. I think there's so many awesome, really big scope campaign games. But great example, rest of IT's catalog, Kingdoms Forlorn, Aeon Trespass, huge games that I know for me personally, in like my bi-weekly, every 2 weeks gaming schedule, like no way are we getting through Aeon Trespass within the next like 3 or 4 years maybe. So having the modular, more one-off, it just feels really, really fitting. And it feels like there's a lot of these games out there, different degrees than ITU for sure, but a lot of big campaign games out there. So that modular one-off option sounds like a net positive for the community on the whole, I would say. Okay. All in that immersive, reactive, and seamless science fiction open world. I gotta say, so when, I should know this, ISS Vanguard came out by Awakened Realms. Thought it was super cool, and I did actually end up backing it, ended up selling my pledge for getting rid of my pledge and having someone else take over it because I decided it wasn't quite for me, and budgets are a thing. But this, I think, is much more what I was looking for. Just knowing what ITU does in this kind of dark sci-fi space vibe, I bet it's going to be sweet. Okay, in Enormity, you will explore a massive NASF ship, the Shepherd, moving from area to area, scavenging loot and knowledge, avoiding or fighting terrible intruder enemies, including boss-type alien life forms. You will play as established characters or create your own, develop them through branching progression trees, gather engrams to convert into resources, weaponize your finds, develop technology, try to piece together alien lore and craft new weapons, gear, and even new suits, as well as customize your loadouts. Oh, and above all else, you try to survive. Is this a cosmic love child of 20th century hard science fiction, aliens, Lovecraft, and a touch of Star Wars? Perhaps. Yeah, that sounds just like, especially with ITU's patented twist for flair and storytelling and fantastic art and minis and all kinds of good stuff. Yep, that sounds awesome. Enormity is the immeasurable grandeur of the universe, its unfathomable size and variety, and the sense of wonder and horror it instills in all mortal things. It is beautiful, it is terrible, and it is unknowable. Unknowable indeed. Enormity builds on the mechanics we've been perfecting over the years, called the inverted combat paradigm. The gist of this system is simple. Your encounters with intruders won't wind down, they will heat up. As you get closer to death, you will unlock new abilities and opportunities, but the same will be true of your enemies, either through the escalation of their power or the inevitable countdown to extinction. Each gameplay session will be a nail-biting affair to the very finish. More art, a person in a spacesuit picking up a handy book or something, very cool. This one does kind of give me like Nemesis vibes a little bit, probably just the red because Nemesis uses so much red. Enormity is hard science with a touch of mysticism, magic, and religion coalescing into an esoteric fusion of a truly alien world, only to, finally, dig deep into cosmic horror. However, Enormity is not another boss battler, far from it. It's a dungeon crawler unfolding over dozens of interconnected maps like a true Metroidvania. With hundreds of passages, rooms, secrets, and shortcuts. Hundreds of gear and weapons to salvage your craft, with alien ecologies that evolve in real time based on your actions. With heist stealth and the thrill of firearms combat. Enormity is stealthing your way through a derelict space hulk in search of salvageable tech and answers about the universe, only to seamlessly transition into a firefight and frantic escape from overwhelming forces of your unknown terrible foes. You'll be able to enjoy Enormity at your own pace as single sessions or modular interconnected campaigns that will never proceed the same way twice, providing you with endless replayability. And yes, there is a story, as is our tradition, and there is deep lore and mysteries for you to unravel, both in the narrative text as well as special game components. Special game components sounds fun. Enormity builds on American folklore, including the Lovecraftian mythos, and sends them through a black hole of hard science fiction to arrive in a place wholly unknown. Marvelous and frightful both. In space, no one can hear you scream, goes a famous line. In Enormity, something will devour that scream, regurgitate it into a self-propagating sound virus, infectious and virulent like the plague, unfathomable like the infinite universe, and thus full of dread. Oh, and one last thing. To the esteemed alumni of our best-selling and critically rated debut game, Aeon Trespass Odyssey, now delivering its second printing into new cycles, this is not the ICP mechanics you know or expect. There is just one Skellion, one die resolution. Actions governed by a hand of player-crafted cards. You won't believe what we have in store for you. Interesting. So cutting down on the Triskelion and picking up card play. Cool. That sounds sweet. Also, that is a creepy alien critter with a very long foot. Creepy. Yeah, very creepy. And kind of a fun take on like a xenomorph jaw, I suppose. Enormity is coming to crowdfunding this winter. This diary marks the first of several we will publish as we get closer to the release. Before the game lands, you'll be invited into the dangerous, oppressive world of the Outer Dark. Learn about all the new and unique gameplay mechanics that will shape the dungeon crawler format. Discover the new ICP. See the new fantastic art from some of the best artists in the business, like Louis Lazahido, Abra Khan, Igor Kiryuk. Yes, we're doubling down on handcrafted art. Super cool, love that. Also, I think this is the first time I've seen like shoutouts to their artists in like an actual update, and that's awesome. Always here for seeing artists getting their time in the shine, because art makes the world go round and it's sweet. Marvel at the miniatures, watch the trailer, read the rules, and possibly play the Dark Side of the Sun demo yourselves. Stay tuned for more soon. Thank you for supporting our art, our dreams over the years. Marcin Melnicki, head up into the unknown. In noon. Enormity, explore, extract, survive. Stay tuned for more in the coming weeks. Yeah, sweet. There's me commenting saying I'm going to be along for the ride, but likely not backing, and lots of good, excited comments. A couple interesting that I saw worth touching on really quick, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, there's quite a few people saying we want this on GameFound, which I agree with personally. However, I do have bias there because I do actually work for GameFound. It just feels like a really good fit, but that's not my place to say, because it's their decision and they know what's best for them. Yeah, cool. Very exciting. Good stuff all around. Stuff's about to be delivered. New stuff's on the rise. And ITU is keeping on building out staff, so hopefully they are in a fantastic place there too, and hopefully their office is much healthier than recently as well. Awesome. Well, yeah, on that note, thanks for tuning in to this Making It Known, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!